Welcome. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at this BERIGTTA 6-outlet metal power strip. So this was provided to me by the distributor, but they're not compensating me for this video and they're not reviewing it before I post it. If you find this video helpful and you want to purchase one of these, I'll put a link to it in the description on Amazon. If you use that link, it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost you anything extra. So let's get this open. So here we have the power strip. The main body is an aluminum extrusion. Then on the end we have plastic. We have 6 outlets and a power switch. The power switch is also a 15 amp circuit breaker. So this is rated for 15 amps or 1875 watts. This has an 1800 joule surge protector in it. So if we look at the cord, it has an angled plug. Oftentimes my outlets are behind furniture. So if I have this sticking out from the wall, it's hard to put the furniture close to the wall. With an angled plug like this, you can put the furniture right up to the back of the plug. Let me get a measurement on it. So the cord is a little over 5.5 feet, and this uses 14 gauge wire. So these are wall mountable. You can see this dovetail type pattern in the back. So we have these metal brackets, so these will slide in. It is a pretty tight fit, so you may need to wiggle it a little bit to get it in there. There we go. So now you can screw this to a surface. So you could screw this to the back of a desk, the back of a console. Like if you have a TV console, you could screw this to the back of it. You could screw this to the side of a workbench. You could screw this to the wall. There are many options for mounting this. Since it's a metal extrusion and a metal bracket, you're going to have a nice solid fit too. Oftentimes power strips will have little keyhole slots on them, and you put the screw in and you slide it on top. And that might be okay for some applications, but this is a much more secure mounting option. So let's test this out by plugging some things into it. So I'll turn this on. You can see the switch is lighting up. Now let's plug some things in. So here I have an angled transformer for an Ethernet switch. So if you look where to put this on here, if I put it here, it will block that switch. If I put it here, it will block that outlet. The best place for this would probably be on the end here, hanging off the end. Now if you have multiples of these, you can't really avoid, and that's the case with a lot of power strips, but you want to orient it the best you can. So if they had rotated all these outlets 90 degrees, then this would be going down and they wouldn't interfere with each other. But the problem is not all transformers are in this orientation. Let's get the next plug. Here's a MacBook charger, so we'll plug that in here. So as you can see, different power supplies are oriented different ways. So if you have a lot this style that you need to plug into one place, this may not be the power strip for you. If you have a lot like this, it'll work just fine. I guess I could turn that back on. Then here we have a traditional, this is I think to a monitor. We'll plug that in. So that fits in nicely. Now here's another type of power supply. So we'll plug that in there. It's not hooked to anything, I'm just demonstrating. Now since we have a nice gap between the outlets here, I have another one of these power supplies. I can plug that in, no problem. So if you have really dense outlets, you can plug a lot of things in like this, but when you get into the larger power supplies, you're going to be covering outlets. So I like that this has that gap there. So I guess I can get some measurements on those. Let me do that. The tape measure out here. So from one side to the other, it's just under 2 inches. The whole length of this is right around, if you add the screws, it's right around 14.25 inches. This is 1.75 by 1.5. So hopefully that helps if you have a specific application you're wanting to use this for. Okay, so I'm going to head over to my shop area. I have a board on the wall I can demonstrate mounting this on. Okay, so I have this board on the wall, and this is where I have some network equipment, but this could be the back of some furniture or a desk. So you have those tabs there, and you could hold those up, and you could mark those with a pencil, and you can pre-drill holes, so depending on the surface, that may be the best way to do it. I'm not going to be doing this with any measurement. I'm using a number 8 by 3/4 screw, and this doesn't come with screws, so you'll need your own screws. And I'm just going to hold it up to where I want it, and I'll put a screw in the right side. So I'll be putting the screw in the top hole, and I'll actually stick the screw through the hole like this. I'll line it up where I want it, and I'll screw it in. Okay, that's about right. Now you'll remember these tabs slide in, so you'll want to make sure they're slid in all the way. Now I want this level, so I'll put a level on top of it. And I'll move it up and down until it's level. Now I'll move to the other side. So each of these tabs have a horizontal and vertical slot. So you can put the screw in one of those, and then you can slightly adjust it later if you need to. I wanted a little more clearance, so I put an extension on my bit here. And just like that, we're done on first try. So now I can plug the cord into the outlet here, and it's ready to be used. Now since you have the metal case with the metal tabs, that's very solid on there. It's not going anywhere. Now it has 4 holes. Now I just put 1 screw per tab. I see no reason why I'd need to put a second one. But there may be cases where you want to do that, like if the wood you're screwing into is not as strong. This is very strong plywood, so the 2 screws are going to hold for me. So that's the BERIGTTA 6-port metal power strip. That's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you like this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate it if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.